When the studio attack began, Ashley Brooks's world changed. 15 students were meditating at Serenity Yoga. Police hadn't arrived yet. At that moment, Ashley's 8 years of Marine Corps MCMAP training kicked in. She had yoga blocks, but she had something more lethal: hands that had trained 200 Marines in hand-to-hand combat. And for 8 minutes, she fought to neutralize instead of namaste. Welcome to The Story Begins. Before we begin this powerful story of courage, hidden skills, and forgotten heroism, tell me in the comments what city you're watching from today. And if you believe stories like this need to be told, hit that subscribe button. Ashley Brooks had been working as an instructor at Serenity Yoga Studio in Austin for 5 years. At 34, athletic but graceful build, light brown hair, always with a peaceful expression, students knew her as the city's most zen yoga teacher. Ashley's connection with students was magical. She could bring even the most stressed executive to inner peace. She demonstrated yoga poses with perfect alignment, calming minds with meditation techniques. Her voice was always soft, calming, therapeutic. Ashley is a real healer, said studio owner Emma Martinez. Students are completely transformed after working with her. Her energy is so peaceful. Ashley's daily routine was always the same. She would open the studio at 6 a.m., do personal practice, teach 7 classes per day, and end the day with meditation at 9 p.m. She organized workshops and retreats on weekends. Other instructors watched Ashley with admiration. Madison Chen, young yoga teacher, wondered how she managed even the most challenging students. Even the most aggressive client became peaceful around Ashley. "Ashley, you really create spiritual connection with students," Madison would say. "Where did you learn to be so centered?" Ashley would smile and say yoga is a way of life. But there was something she didn't tell. She never explained where this centeredness came from. Nobody knew much about Ashley's personal life. She was single, lived alone, mentioned a fitness background but didn't give details. All they knew was that she was a perfect yoga instructor. Jake Patterson, studio security consultant, had known Ashley for 2 years. Former military Jake sometimes noticed strange things about Ashley. Ashley's body awareness was exceptional, not just in yoga, but in every environment. She would scan everyone entering the studio, notice potential threats. Her positioning was always strategic. "Ashley," Jake had asked one day, "have you done martial arts before?" Ashley had stopped, thought for a moment. "Why do you ask?" "I don't know. Your movement patterns seem very disciplined." Ashley had smiled and changed the subject. "Yoga requires discipline, Jake." Ashley Brooks was actually Staff Sergeant Ashley Brooks. She had served in the U.S. Marine Corps from 2010 to 2018, was an MMAP Marine Corps Martial Arts Program instructor. MMAP wasn't just fighting, it was complete warrior ethos, physical techniques, mental discipline, character development. For 8 years Ashley had taught hand-to-hand combat, weapon retention, combat mindset to over 200 Marines. But in 2018, everything changed. She lost her squad in an IED explosion in Afghanistan. PTSD, survivor's guilt, anger issues. When Ashley returned from war, she was broken. She discovered yoga and therapy, at first for healing, then it became passion. Yoga gave her inner peace, helped her manage PTSD symptoms. She transitioned from fighting to healing. "I started yoga to get away from violence," she would tell herself. Namaste, not neutralize. But deep inside, Marine Ashley never died. She was just dormant. That Friday evening changed everything. Ashley was conducting evening meditation class. The session, starting at 8:30 p.m., was the week's most peaceful class. 15 students sat in lotus position on meditation mats. "Deep breath in," Ashley whispered. "Release all tension. Find your inner peace." Studio dimly lit, essential oils burning, soft instrumental music playing, perfect Zen atmosphere. Students were a mixed group: stressed executives, working moms, college students, all seeking inner peace, trusting Ashley's guidance. "Now close your eyes. Let go of all external distractions." Ashley sat in lotus position at the front of class, guiding her students. Everything was serene, calm, spiritual. At 8:42 p.m., the sound of breaking glass came from the front window. Marcus Williams, 35-year-old mentally unstable man, entered the studio with a hunting knife in his hand. Eyes wild, clearly agitated, dangerous. You're all fake. This spirituality is bullshit. 15 students opened their eyes, in panic. Transition from meditation to sudden violence. Ashley immediately made threat assessment. Armed individual with blade weapon, agitated mental state. 15 civilian non-combatants, enclosed space. Everyone stay calm, Ashley said. Her voice still soft but with underlying authority. Calm, Marcus shouted. You wealthy people playing spiritual. There's suffering in the real world. 8 years of MCMAP training immediately activated. Ashley's mind switched to warrior mode. Ashley slowly stood up. Her movements were fluid, graceful, but also tactical. She was positioning her students behind herself. Marcus, I hear your pain, Ashley said. Her voice compassionate but confident. Tell me what's hurting you. You can't understand. You're a privileged yoga teacher. Marcus waved the knife, threatening the mirrors. Ashley's Marine training kicked in. De-escalate if possible. Neutralize if necessary. Protect civilians always. I understand more than you know, Marcus. I've seen real suffering. Bullshit. Marcus lunged at Ashley with the knife. At that moment, 5 years of peaceful yoga instructor Ashley gave way to Staff Sergeant Ashley Brooks. Ashley's reflexes came from muscle memory. She deflected Marcus's knife hand, gained wrist control, disarmed with MCMAP technique. Her movements resembled yoga poses, but had lethal efficiency. Straight punch from warrior eye position, leg sweep from triangle pose. Marcus fell to the ground, knife disappeared. Ashley immobilized him with pressure point control. Everyone out, Ashley commanded. Emergency exit, now. Students began organized evacuation. They recognized the authority in Ashley's voice, but didn't know its source. Marcus tried to struggle. You're not a yoga teacher. I'm many things, Marcus, Ashley said, maintaining pressure points. And you need help. I'm just angry. The world is so unfair. Ashley's compassion kicked in. She recognized PTSD, understood anger. I know, Marcus. I've been angry too. Very angry. But violence isn't the solution. Marcus started crying. I lost everything. Job, relationship, hope. Ashley switched to therapeutic voice while safely restraining Marcus. Loss is very painful, but you don't have the right to hurt others. How do you know? Because I've experienced loss too. Anger, violence. Police sirens were approaching. Ashley was trying to keep Marcus calm. Ashley, Marcus whispered. You're something different. I'm a broken person trying to heal, Marcus. Just like you. When police arrived, Marcus surrendered passively. Ashley's calming presence had de-escalated him. After investigation, Detective Sarah Johnson spoke with Ashley. Ma'am, where did you learn that disarm technique? Ashley hesitated. Yoga practice. Ma'am, that was military-level combat technique. Who are you? Ashley took a deep breath. Staff Sergeant Ashley Brooks, U.S. Marine Corps, 2010 to 28. MCMAP instructor. Detective Johnson's eyes widened. Marine Corps, MCMAP, Marine Corps, Martial Arts Program. 8 years active duty. I trained 200+ Marines in combat. And now you're a yoga instructor. Now I focus on healing. The next day students visited Ashley. Madison Chen was shocked. Ashley, you were really a Marine. Used to be. Now I'm just a yoga teacher. But last night, you were a completely different person. Ashley thought. Madison, I'm the same person. I just have different aspects. How do you combine yoga with combat? Both yoga and combat are about mind-body connection. I just changed the purpose. Emma Martinez, studio owner, was confused. Ashley, why did you never mention it? Because I came to yoga to escape violence. Military identity was a burden. But last night you protected all of us. And now I'm experiencing inner conflict. For weeks Ashley struggled. Did she want to be a peaceful yoga teacher, or a protective warrior? In therapy with Dr. Patricia Williams, Ashley, you see warrior and healer as separate, but both are aspects of the same person. But yoga is about peace. Combat is about violence. Combat can also be about protection. Yoga can also be about strength. How will I integrate them? You already have. Last night you were both. Warrior when needed. Healer always. 3 months later, Ashley started a revolutionary program. Warrior Yoga. Physical yoga plus mental toughness, plus self-defense awareness. Especially for trauma survivors, veterans, vulnerable populations. We're not learning violence, Ashley explained to the class. We're learning strength, inner and outer. The program was a huge success. Veterans came for PTSD, women for self-defense, men for mental toughness. Ashley ended every class the same way. Namaste. And remember, you are strong, both peaceful and powerful. 6 months later, Marcus visited Ashley. He was in therapy, on medication, looked much more stable. Ashley, I apologize. That night, you were in pain, Marcus. Now you're healing. You could have killed me, but you didn't. Because killing doesn't solve problems. Healing does. Marcus started attending Ashley's warrior yoga classes, building inner strength, anger management through movement. That evening, Ashley looked at herself in the mirror at home. She had hidden Marine Ashley for 5 years, but that night they had integrated. Staff Sergeant Ashley Brooks and yoga instructor Ashley were actually the same person. Both served, both protected, just in different ways. And the next day when she came to the studio, Madison asked her, Ashley, if such a situation happens again, are you ready? Ashley answered while setting up her yoga mat, Madison, warrior spirit never disappears. It just channels. I'm always ready. Madison smiled. Now she knew Ashley wasn't just a yoga teacher. She was Serenity Studio's guardian, peaceful warrior, protective healer. And from that day on, in every threatening situation at the studio, everyone said the same thing. Call Ashley. Because some people can be both gentle and lethal, both peaceful and protective. Ashley Brooks was exactly that kind of person. A healer who taught inner peace during the day, a warrior who protected students at night. But for her, the biggest achievement was making people feel both strong and serene, because true power came from balance. So now I ask you, have you ever met someone like this? Someone who teaches peace during the day, a protector at night? Write their names in the comments, because at The Story Begins, we believe in telling stories of people who discover their inner warriors. If this story touched you, subscribe and help these stories live on. And remember, sometimes the most powerful warriors are those who appear the most peaceful, and true strength is maintaining inner peace while protecting others. People like Ashley Brooks remind us, being a warrior doesn't mean violence. It means protection, healing, and service.